Welcome to the Sea Talk Christmas Conference. Today, to start this session, we're joined with Oliver Crick from Coca-Cola. Oliver, do you want to give us a brief intro of yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Paul. Thanks for having me. So I lead the category development team at Coca-Cola Euro Pacific Partners in GB.
Okay, so I mean, it's that hectic time for us all coming up again. It's a great time for convenience and brands to get together. So what are you doing this year for convenience?
Well, I guess first of all, it doesn't seem that long ago since we were here talking about Halloween, and I guess the big difference with Christmas is that it's the biggest retail event in the calendar. So I think it's a huge opportunity for us to grow sales collectively. We know from speaking to shoppers, they're planning for a much bigger Christmas this year. They're looking for some of their festive favourites early. So no doubt many stores across the country have already got their Christmas ranges firmly in. But I think the opportunity for us all is to think about how we really make it work harder in store. So I think from a soft drinks perspective, there's a huge amount to consider. And if you look to last year, actually, in the week leading up to Christmas, soft drinks grew by over 19%. So CCEP's portfolio grew by over a third. And when we really think about how to make the most of soft drinks, there'll be three areas I talk about really to make it big. The first one would be to consider the key sectors to have in store. So the things that should be top of mind are cola, lemonade, flavoured carbonates and mixers. And then when you've got the right sectors, what are the real key brands within those sectors? So within cola, shoppers' go-to brand is very often Coca-Cola. It's the nation's favourite soft drink. And within Coca-Cola as well, we've got Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, which is the fastest growing cola. Within mixers, you would think about brands like Schweppes, which is really key for those socialising occasions over Christmas. And then if there's those shoppers who perhaps want something non-alcoholic, then Appletiser is a really good alternative as well. So that's probably the first thing really, to get the right sectors and get the right brands within soft drinks. Once the store's got that fixed, then really what are the right pack formats? Because we know this year, more social occasions are going to take place again at home. So shoppers are going to be really looking for those bigger sharing packs. So if you're thinking about Coca-Cola, then our large PET 2 litre is a great option. If you're looking at Schweppes, then the 1 litre PET bottle is also good for that sharing occasion. So the second part then is get those pack formats right to unlock that sharing occasion. And then finally, it's really critical in terms of how we execute the packs in store. So how do we really help drive up basket spend? And one way to do that is to think about cross-category links and adjacencies. So put in mixers with spirits. That might be a Schweppes 1 litre tonic with a gin, or it might be put in cola or flavoured and carbs. So Coke or Fanta with food. Because again, we know that last year over half of consumers said they were planning on enjoying a sparkling soft drink with their Christmas meal. So those would be the three areas really: get the right sectors, brands, packs, and then really execute them effectively in store.
The big piece there then, Ollie, is the cross-category message. Is what is a location? Is it dual located in the store, or even the right POS in the right location, right?
Yeah, completely. Because I think our opportunity really is to capture more of shoppers' spend within our outlets and not see it go elsewhere, and giving people those easy solutions when the shopping is really key.
Yeah, and then the all-important piece around the big packs as well. There's a lot of focus around the big packs at home this year as well.
Yeah, and because we know, like I said before, that there'll be more social occasions at home, that sharing pack opportunity is a big one. So getting the right pack formats in store to make the most of it. So again, large PET would be a great example.
So Coke's activity this Christmas, I think there's a really good video to be showed, right?
Yeah, so we've got a really strong consumer marketing perspective. So I guess that if we look on packs, first of all, we've got some really good festive themed sharing packs on Coke Original Taste and Coke Zero Sugar. There's a win a meal, give a meal promotion, which lets shoppers win e-vouchers. And at the same time, for every entry, then Coke will donate a meal to our partners, Fair Share. We've got a brand new ad going live on the 1st of December called Real Magic at Christmas, which is very much community and together focused. But on air now is the sort of iconic truck ad, which is one I think you've got to play.
Holidays are coming, holidays are coming, holidays are coming, holidays are coming, holidays are coming. 'Tis the season
Yeah,
So I know
great
for
video.
yeah, it's brilliant, and I think for a lot of shoppers and consumers, that always signals the start of Christmas. We'll also have Schweppes on TV this year, so and out of home advertising as well. So it's going to bring some of our new festive serves to life. So rosemary wreath, jingle fizz, merry spritzer, linking with some of our Schweppes products. But the big thing I would say, just to finish, I guess, with soft drinks, is soft drinks has had a really strong 2021. We really want to continue the momentum, and I think making sure we execute soft drinks in the right way in store will really help us unlock that opportunity. So just remember, key sectors, key brands, right pack formats, and then execute them with cross-category links and adjacencies in store, and that will really make sure we all have a good Christmas.
Perfect. I mean, that's a great message out to retailers, and thank you, for coming on to Sea Talk and sharing your plans with the retailers out there.
Brilliant. Thanks for having me.
David and Rebecca, welcome to Sea Talk. So you're going to share the all-important plans with Pringles with us today, right?
Yes, I'm Rebecca, I'm the brand lead for Pringles in the UK, and we've got some really exciting Christmas plans we wanted to take you through today.
Cool.
And I'll be giving a very brief introduction to Crunchy Nut Butter Bars that we'll plug into the Pringles presentation as well.
So let's have a look at the presentation and see the all-new Pringles logo as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so as I said, our campaign for Christmas is called Pop, Share, Celebrate, and we want to take you through today why we think Pringles is the brand to back over that Christmas period, and what we'll be doing to drive demand. So Pringles is synonymous with Christmas. It's the number one large sharing brand any time during the year, but at Christmas it really comes into its own with 33% share of large sharing crisps.
Mm-hmm.
We sell a whopping 528 tubes of Pringles every minute over the Christmas period.
Wow.
And all our research with consumers says that it really tops that shopping list. So you can see there 64% of consumers state it's a Christmas must-have, and 53% of consumers say it isn't Christmas without Pringles.
Mm-hmm.
So we really need to look at how we continue to drive that demand, and obviously don't just take my word for it either. If you look at the sales results here, this shows that Pringles Sour Cream and Pringles Original are the number 1 and number 3 best-selling SKUs in that week prior to Christmas. So it's really important that those SKUs are stocked and visible for consumers, because they really is something they really want to buy on that week coming up to Christmas. So what are our plans to drive demand this year? So we have our winter theme packaging, which you can see here on our Price Mark packs. And we've got a new consumer promotion on can, which offers consumers the chance to win a smart projector, so they can really get that movie style experience at home. Mm-hmm. We also have our honey glazed ham SKU, which is our limited edition for Christmas, which is backed by popular demand. So that we launched that last year. It generated £1 million worth of sales in that short period. So really excited to bring that back for the Christmas period this year. We'll also be ensuring our brand is top of mind, so consumers really think about it as they go into your store, with a £1 million marketing campaign, which is across TV, radio, out of home and social. And it's all around encouraging people to pop, share, celebrate. And we've got a preview of the ad here. So on anything impulse, and especially Pringles being an impulse brand, we know that visibility drives display. So we do have point of sale available, which I'll go on to where you can get this from in a second, to really catch consumers' eyes as they walk into store, and also highlight that promotion that I mentioned earlier. As well as our core range, we're also meeting that growing demand for spicy flavours through our sizzling range. So sizzling has been an extremely successful launch for us. It's currently worth 14.8 million at retail sales value level. It's available in Price Mark pack in sour cream there that you can see, and hot cheese and chili. And these SKUs are doing really well in terms of bringing those pre-families into the store and really driving those pre-families into the category as well. So if you really want to complement your core range, sizzling's a great addition to make sure you're meeting all that different people's taste buds. And again, don't just take my word for this either. We've got our data here that shows that sizzling's been the number 1 ambient and impulse launch this year, and the number 2 at total store level. So this data should really give you confidence that if you do stock it, the demand will come. So I'll now hand over to David to take you through crunchy nut butter.
Thanks, Rebecca. So yeah, moving slightly away from Pringles and onto cereal snacking. I'm going to just kind of give you a brief overview of our all-new crunchy nut butter bars. I'm going to tell you why they should be top of your Christmas list this year. So we're proudly shipping our new all-indulgent offering in the on-the-go snacking category. Not only do nut butter bars boast great taste credentials, being made with 40% nuts and also real nut butter, but they're also gluten-free. So if you do have a gluten-free bay in store, they can sit, or a free-from bay within store, they can sit there. They're only available as a single and straight pack, so there's no PMP available. But this premium bar plays perfectly in that on-the-go snacking occasion. And at 45 grams each, they're a really substantial offering as well. So if we just go on to the next slide, I can look at performance so far. So with the nut butter category actually growing at 8.4% year on year, and as a brand that knows a thing or two about nuts, we knew we had the right to play in this space. So far, we've seen nut butter become the 4th biggest launch across cereal snacks in convenience this year, and that was after only 15 weeks of sales. And the data is also showing that we're in good distribution. We're actually outperforming Cadbury's Nuttier. We've heavily invested in marketing so far this year, including a fantastic POS suite, which you can see. And Rebecca will tell you a bit more about how you can access this in the next slide. But thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
Yeah, so all the POS you've seen on the screen, plus the permanent kit options that you can also see on this slide here, can be ordered free of charge at the Kellogg's Vantage website. On this website, there's also impartial advice in terms of how to maximise your sales through fixture layouts, plus a free POR calculator to help maximise your profit. If you go to the contact us section on the website as well, you can ask for a local rep to visit you if you think that's relevant for you. So yes, all free advice, all free POS available at the Kellogg's Vantage website.
Amazing. And that's a really good piece to have on there. So for all the retailers that are watching, get onto it, Kellogg's Vantage, and get your POS and get the right stats in store.
Great. So that's all from us today. I hope you've seen some strong plans. I hope you can see we're going to help drive demand into your store. And let's hope we all have a really strong Christmas. So
2 great SKUs, Pringles and Coca-Cola. So let's hear retailers' view on this. So let's welcome in Amish Shingadia from Budging Southwater and see what Amish's plans are in his store for this Christmas.
Hi Paul, how are you?
Not bad, how are you? Welcome to Sea Talk, and thanks for taking the time out of your busy day to come and tell us about what you're doing in Budging Southwater for Christmas this year.
Absolutely. Obviously Christmas is for us the most important time of year. Every year, also this year more than last year, because also what happened last year with COVID and people not being able to see friends and family. So this year we're going to go fully into it. So, if I have to give three tips on what we're going to be doing this year for Christmas, I think the first thing is experience of the customer service levels. So in terms of service levels, we've increased staffing during the key times of days to make sure there's always that level of service. Also, what we've done with all our team is we've had individual reviews. Just purely on their customer service, just to try and get them like feedback. Some of our staff don't greet customers on the shop floor sometimes, just basic things like that, but it does really help. And then following into that, we then have rewards for performance. So for example, we've got a post office within store, so if people reach a certain amount of special deliveries a day, they'll get a reward after Christmas, or if we hit sales targets, they'll get rewards. So I think last year we gave our staff £1,500 as a total. One as a thank you for COVID, and also just for hitting targets. So we're probably doing the same thing this year for the also trying to be customer service. The other thing was obviously customer experience within store. So also just the basics, obviously making sure the store has Christmas music playing and Christmas decorations up. We've also going to be doing a free hamper. So if customers spend more than £10, we'll give them a raffle ticket and we'll announce the winner on Facebook just before Christmas. So hopefully that kind of builds the experience within the store. And something we're always very happy about is after Christmas, after a good Christmas period, we always have a 5% uplift in January compared to the previous year, which then carries on into the next year. So that's why we consider Christmas to be crucial for us. The next tip, and it's really basic, it's like kind of sucking eggs in a way, but making sure that you highlight within your store the best 100 lines, the essential lines you have to keep in. Obviously, Coca-Cola, Pringles would be on there. And just making sure you've got enough availability this year for Christmas. Obviously, bulk buying it all. Because obviously there's lots of stock shortage this year, so you don't want to run out. And luckily with Budgeons, they're giving us a bit of also with pre-orders, you can have the stock on loan. Not only on loan, but you pay it back next year. So it's not really a risk to you in that regard. And I think the final thing for us, the tip would be market the store properly this year. So what we're going to be doing is a lot of marketing on Facebook, within store and in local press. So on Facebook, all the top offers you have within store, and obviously pictures of the staff all dressed up and make it a little bit more personal. The next thing would be local papers. So what we're going to do is we're going to donate some money to a local charity and put that into the local press. And we find that gets a lot of traction because they publish it on their Facebooks, their Twitters. So that obviously helps drive footfall within store. And yeah, just within store, we'll give it, like I said earlier, giving away raffle tickets, we'll give away promotional leaflets and all that. So yeah, that'll be my 3 top tips, Paul.
Right, it's great. I mean, I think 2 bits really stick out for me there. Is the experience is one, how you bring in experience into the store, and then the second bit is the reward, is how you're rewarding your team, which is really important, which I think a lot of us forget sometimes. And then the second part to the reward is how you're rewarding your shoppers. I think it's great what you're doing there, and it's some great good top tips come out there.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. So welcome back, everyone. So I think some final words then on C-Talk to the retailers that are watching this. I think we'll start from you first, Oliver. Top tip, your final top tip for retailers that are watching today.
Final top tip. Well, I guess something that just came to mind listening to the other guys talk was, I think Amish does a great job of getting people into store and engaging community. I think what I spoke a bit around was how you really then get them to pick up more packs in store. And one of the things I referenced was adjacencies. Interestingly, one thing we've had a lot of success with over the last 12 months is Coke and Pringles, like a snacking link. So I think there's a really nice link there as well. And that's just a good example of putting the right products together to engage shoppers. So yeah, lots of opportunity at Christmas.
Great stuff. And then from Pringles, who's going to go? David or Rebecca? I'll see Rebecca smiling there.
Yeah, I'll go. I think the main thing for me is visibility drives display and drives sales. Visibility drives sales, and as long as people can see it, they'll buy it. We know it's an impulse brand. We know that it's synonymous with Christmas. So make the most of the POS options, I'd say, if you can, because that really will help to drive the sales in the store.
Great stuff. And then the final tip from the retailer in the room, Amish.
Absolutely, final tip. It might be just something as simple as just enjoy it. Christmas is, it's the most rewarding time of year, but it's also the most challenging time of year. And when you talk to other retailers, sometimes you always hear like, "Oh, we're busy, we're really struggling," but there's always a challenge. I think you need to be enjoying it, and it reflects into your team and into the customers. But that'll be my final tips.
Well done. So thank you everyone for coming on to C-Talk and giving your advice out to retailers for an enjoyable Christmas. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho.